Hi team, welcome back to our Introduction to Ancient Rome Anchorback series of printables and mini lessons. How big can an empire get? The answer is, it depends. Obviously, if your ships can go past light speed, then you can rule an entire galaxy. But we're not talking about a fantasy, we are talking about ancient times in the real world. So the answer is about this big. Or this big. Or this big. Notice, they're all about the same size. The Roman Empire started by Rome's victory over Carthage in the Punic Wars and continued to expand through the age of Augustus. And around 117 AD, it reached its largest extent. It stretched from Mesopotamia and Egypt in the southeast to France and England in the northwest. Although maybe not this little part here. According to the hilarious comic books Asterix and Obelix anyways, supposedly the Gauls had a magic potion that made them invincible. Actually, of course, Julius Caesar conquered Gaul. But the problem for every empire as it grows is that the bigger you get, the more problems you have on the inside and on the outside. On the inside, you have more and more people, and the way they got there is you conquered them. So they are not happy to be there. Now you have to find ways to control them, or they will rebel and you have to use up some of your power to try to hold them down. Part of the ways this hurt Rome is that many conquered people were enslaved. The Romans had so many slaves that they didn't care about them at all. They became disposable. So they were disposed of by being made to fight each other as gladiators. This was a sign of a culture that had lost its way. Another sign of how badly things were going is that the main way emperors replaced each other was by killing each other. After Augustus, the first emperor, Tiberius came to power. After he died, however, the infamous Caligula took over. This is where huge problems began. Caligula was the son of a famous general named Germanicus, who had been killed by the emperor. He was such a vicious emperor himself that he was assassinated and replaced by Claudius. Here we see one of the various famous paintings showing Claudius being made emperor. Does he look happy to you? No, of course not. He would be killed too, and so would many after him. Rome was a corrupt place. The only way to keep going was to conquer even more people. But all empires eventually reach a limit where they can't continue growing. What that limit is depends on the level of technology and how smart the leaders are. The Mongol Empire, for instance, became huge, but broke apart very quickly because its leaders could not control it. The British Empire became the biggest in the history of the world, but Britain had industrial technology to hold it together. Again, however, Britain ran into the same problem as Rome did earlier. The bigger you are, the more enemies you have on the inside and on the outside. For Rome, that meant mainly the Germanic barbarians, known separately as the Franks, the Visigoths, the Vandals, and the Ostrogoths. It also meant the Persian Empire to the southeast, and the Picts and Scots of Scotland. At some point, every empire stops being able to expand. And when it does, things come crashing down. When you can't keep taking other people's stuff, you can't get the rewards you need for being an empire. And the people on the inside combine with the people on the outside to bring you down. In the next two lessons, we'll look at each of these problems. We'll look at the rise of Christianity on the inside and the barbarian invasions on the outside. Together, these things brought an end to ancient Rome. See you soon.